έτσι μετά όλοι φεύγαμε. Πόσο, 5-6 φύγαμε. Ναι, και όλοι... Χαοτικός αγώνας αυτός.
Well, next up we have the qualifying heat for groups B and D as they get ready in the X30 Juniors once again to go to battle. There's been a short delay while we clear up the remains of Victor Pardo's kart and all of the moisture that has been put onto the runoff area at that point of the circuit heading towards turn 15. I think the code for this race and for the next five, the last five of the day, is that that part of the circuit is going to be quite slippery now thanks to the water that has been thrown onto that part of the circuit. So the drivers have got to be very careful about that. The marshals have been sweeping it away to make sure that it's not so big a problem, but it will still be a little bit tricky there, so the drivers will have to be a little bit wary of that. Meanwhile, at the front of the grid for the X30 Junior qualifying heat B and D, it's Valencia all over again. Mari Boyer in pole and Alex Lloyd second. Where have we seen that before? Quite a lot, actually. Esteban Masson, second row of the grid, tucked up on the inside line with Josh Rowledge there in the second row of the grid. Rimo Kanapik and Jason Young on the third row. Then it is Sam Balota and Zach Ripley, Maxi Maya and William Nicolo. And then we have Alex Ivanov and Ronan Patrick Hakala, Ken Oscar Algra and Oliver Goethe, Matis Malanovskis and Vyacheslav Volosyankin. Jaiveer Dadley and Aaron Reshepi are on the ninth row, and then rounding out the top 20, it is Alicia Barrett and Linus Janssen. Then we have Tom Leben and Christian Wilken, Philip Danalaiko and Eric Alanis Bosch, and those are the entirety of the drivers, as it should be Daniel Gregor at the back, but after his qualifying accident yesterday, in which he didn't manage to set a representative qualifying time anyway, he damaged his shoulder blade and has had to sit out of racing today. Now, I'm hoping that with a little bit of physiotherapy work and a day of rest, he should be able to get himself back into the karts again tomorrow, because in essence, he was up and about and walking and holding himself quite respectfully, but it's the shoulder blade that's causing him a little bit of a difficulty. So hopefully another day of rest and he can come back and race again tomorrow and compete for his team, Team Zinner, and hopefully it will be okay. But while the kart is all right, he is still a little bit achy and sore, so he will not take up his position on the 31st position on the starting grid. Sorry, the 25th position, I should say, on the starting grid, and that means that there will be just 24 in this heat. There are 5 races to go today, and this is the last junior race that we will see today, and it's going to be Mari Boyer versus Alex Lloyd, just as it was in Valencia a few weeks ago. Now they're having to get the drivers out of the kart just to inform them of what is going on up at turn 15. That is what's going on up at turn 15. We had an accident in the previous race involving Victor Pardo and several other karts. Victor Pardo went into the barriers, which of course were full of water, and it was a hefty bang, and he got knocked sideways. It was full of sand as well. You can see that they're putting sand down to try and get rid of some of the moisture. So the cleanup job from the marshals, impressive as it was. I thought we were going to go to full course yellow with the incident, because Victor Pardo hit the barriers and actually fell out of his kart almost at full speed in the incident. But they managed to get him out of the way. Victor got himself to safety managed to get the kart out of the way as well, the marshals, and it was only yellow flags for the remainder of the race. I was genuinely worried at one point we were going to red flag it, but we didn't have to do that. But the marshals are now having to clean up turn 15 with a lot of water on the circuit. You can see there, it looks like it's been raining. It really hasn't. It's just had Victor Pardo's kart hit it at full speed. That's all that's happened really there. So there's now water down at the circuit. There's sand to try and get rid of some of the moisture. The marshals are working on it very quickly to try and get us back racing again. And that's the reason why we're a little bit delayed, because the drivers have now had to have it explained by race officials what is going on. And obviously they need to take care in the first couple of laps, wherever possible, to try and stay on the inside line, because that's what a lot of drivers were being told at full speed during the course of that last race. But the first lap they came around, of course, was when most of the moisture had already hit that part of the circuit, and a lot of drivers were caught out by it. The biggest name of the drivers that were caught out by it was Cian Shields, who just about managed to get away with it. He got through the grass and through the mud and dirt on the outside of turn 15, got the kart back out of it and managed to finish within the top 20. So fair play to Cian Shields. That was very good work indeed. Several other drivers, however, fell a crop of it. A lot of them spun off, some of them not to start again, including Ollie Pilker and Liam McNeely. So a couple of drivers then coming a cropper as a result of that incident in the previous race with Victor Pardo. I can tell you that Victor Pardo is currently being seen to by the medical team, and they're in very capable hands. So hopefully we will see Victor before the end of the day is out. If there's any news, I will give it, but I doubt I'll hear anything probably now until tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on things and give you an update as and when it becomes appropriate. But the marshals are just finishing off the clear-up job. It's a treacherous part of the circuit, that anyway, because it's just before the final two turns here at Salbris, just on the way into what is quite a fast apex at turn 15. You start braking just on the edge of that apex, so you're flat on the throttle on the way into that corner, and on the outside line, which is where most of the drivers will be heading into that, they've suddenly had a massive dumping of moisture, which is why we saw so many karts fly off the circuit at turn 15 backwards as they tried to catch the karts. But fair play to Cian Shields. The Scotsman did himself very well indeed there, trying to get himself out of danger and out of harm's way. And he saved himself quite a lot of hassle by going through the gravel the way he did and then through the mud, and managed to get the kart going again and finish within the top 20. So not bad indeed from Cian Shields. A couple of other drivers went off as well, some more spectacularly than others. But Lewis Gilbert can say he won the craziest race at Salbris. At least we all hope it's the craziest race at Salbris. We're hoping there's not going to be anything more thrown up at us than that. But it looks as though the marshals have done their job. It's going to be ready to go racing again, which is good. But as you can see, on the way into turn 15, what's the best word to describe it? It's dodgy. I think that's the word we'll go with. It's a little bit dodgy. So just be careful on the way into turn 15, guys. You're going to find it a little bit tricky this time around. So Marty Boyer and Alex Lloyd at the front of the field, and that is an absolute replay of what we saw at Valencia for the Winter Cup. Esteban Masson and Josh Rowledge on the second row, Remo Kadapik and Jason Young on the third. And then we have Sam Balota, Zach Ripley, Maxi Meyer and William Nicolou rounding out the top 10. The drivers are about to be sent out onto the grid, and here we go. It's time to go racing for the last time today for the juniors, and this will set the grids for tomorrow's pre-final and B-final as the karts get themselves ready for the action. And of course, we'll have the last chance tomorrow from the juniors as well. So for a lot of drivers, this is their last chance to give themselves the best possible chance of not making that second chance heat, which is happening at about 10 minutes past 10 tomorrow morning. But for the front of the grid, it's Boyer versus Lloyd, take two. So Mari Boyer and Alex Lloyd are on the front row of the grid, from Esteban Masson and Josh Rowledge, Remo Kadapik and Jason Young, Sam Balota and Zach Ripley, Maxi Meyer and William Nicolou, Alex Ivanov and Ronan Patrick Hakala, Ken Oscar Algra and Oliver Goethe, Matis Madanovskis and Vyacheslav Volosyankin, Jaive Dadley, Aaron Reshepi, Alicia Barrett, Linus Janssen, Tom Leben, Christian Wilken, Philip Danilaiko, Eric Alanis Bosch, and that is your lot. It should be Daniel Gregor as well, but as we've already explained, his injury to his shoulder from yesterday's qualifying has kept him from racing today. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. Now, we had a couple of drivers struggling to get out of the pits because they've been held in the pit lane for quite a long time, it has to be said. So some difficulties there. And actually, as I look down the pit lane, I'm delighted to tell you that I can see Victor Pardo. He is walking as he goes down the pit lane, so it looks as though he is okay. And essentially, he is in one piece, which is the good thing. So all of those people who are worried about Victor Pardo's condition can breathe a sigh of relief. He is back in the pits and looking a little bit shaken, but he is all right. That's the main thing. So now we can turn our attention to the 18th race of the day. And there are just 4 more after this one. The X30 Mini third heat, the third heat for the Super Shifters, and then we have the 9th and 10th heats for the seniors before we wrap up proceedings here at Salle Briz with some cracking racing to finish us off. And what a battle. And it's already got quite a few chapters written in the 2018 season. Mari Boyer versus Alex Lloyd. At Valencia, it became a legendary battle between the two of them. And it's going to be resumed here at Salle Briz. Their third heat each is going to be versus each other on the front row of the grid. Mari Boyer has won twice so far this weekend. Alex Lloyd has had opportunities to win, cruelly taken from him in both encounters, but he has got a podium out of this weekend so far. A top 3 rostrum, I should say. But let's see how it all goes. Mari Boyer, Alex Lloyd, Esteban Masson and Josh Rowledge. And then it'll be Rimo Kadapik, the Estonian, and the Canadian Jason Leung. Keep an eye on Jason Leung. He has an opportunity here to really take advantage if the guys in front of him slip. Sam Balota, Zach Ripley, he's another crafty one. Maxi Meyer and William Nicolou. And then the Estonians, Alex Ivanov and Ronan Patrick Hakala. So plenty of drivers to talk about, plenty of great racing laps to come. 8 laps around Salle Briz. There's Mari Boyer versus Alex Lloyd. Take 2. Here we go, and we're racing. Cracking start from Alex Lloyd again. He slots himself neatly into second place, doesn't have to swing across, and Boyer leads, Lloyd second, and third position, Esteban Masson. No problems at all. Now, what's going to be particularly essential is how they get through this turn 15. So we'll keep a crafty eye on it, but the top 3 have broken clear, with Rimo Kadapik moving up into 4th place past Josh Rowledge. Maybe not for long, though, because Rowledge is going to come and try straight back. Great battles down this back straight, and all round the outside. A very steely move there around the outside. A couple of places made up. Goodness me, that was some great battling in the midfield, and a few places gained and a few places lost from a few drivers there. But out in front, it is Boyer, Lloyd, and Masson. No major dramas there. Kadapik in 4th place. Getting a little bit of a battle further back, perhaps. Now they're going to come through up towards turn 15 for the first time, and this is going to be interesting. How will they deal with this? Will it cause an issue? Mari Boyer hits it first, Lloyd second. The rest of the field coming through. No major dramas on this first lap. They have heeded the warnings, and everybody gets through unscathed. So now Lloyd has a chance on Mari Boyer. So too does Esteban Masson on Lloyd. But they come through okay. Then it's Kadapik, Rowledge, Balota, Leung, Ripley, Hakala, Nicolou, Meyer, and Ivanov. Algra is there in 13th. Then it is Oliver Goethe, Linus Janssen, and Alicia Barrett. Down the back straight. Alex Lloyd again having a look for Mari Boyer, but he knows how to do this. He'll do it just as he did in Valencia. He'll try and edge him away. They'll pull out a gap, and then with 2 laps to go, they'll start battling. That's how he nearly got in last time, don't forget. So he knows how to deal with Mari Boyer. Alex Lloyd is not one of those drivers who goes gusto with a banzai move. He plays the long game. Alex Lloyd is the Jensen Button of the field. He is smooth and calculated. He's the tactician, Alex Lloyd. He knows how to make a victory come to him, and he's going to do that with Mari Boyer. But Mari Boyer knows what Alex Lloyd is up to, and he will play the game as far as he has to. Esteban Masson looks back, just trying to stay with these two. It's not a bad idea. These two are going to be the ones battling for the victory. Look, Lloyd has a chance to go for Mari Boyer, but he's not going to throw it up the inside yet. He's going to play the percentage of this race. This is only lap 3 in an 8-lap encounter. He's got time. What he hasn't got is a gap, and that's what he's trying to build. So Boyer and Lloyd continuing to work away. Esteban Masson in 3rd. Rimo Kadapik is the man in 4th. Some good battles elsewhere. Good moves through the field from Alicia Barrett, Linus Janssen and Tom Leben, all moving up 4 places. Eric Alanis Bosch likewise. But it's Boyer, Lloyd, Masson, Kadapik, Rowledge, Balota, Leung, Ripley, Hakala, Nicolou, Meyer and Algra. Now, Oliver Goethe has made the move on Ivanov and then fallen back 3 places. So Ivanov, Barrett and Janssen have all got through. And that's a good dive up the inside from Jason Leung, a couple of corners behind the leaders. So Leung has got himself up into 8th place. The Canadian moving forward past Ronan and Patrick Hakala. So Boyer leads, Lloyd, Masson, Kadapik, Rowledge, Balota, Ripley, Leung, Hakala and Nicolau. These 3 still going together. Now, this has got to be a difficult one for Lloyd because he's trying to get away from the rest of the pack, but Masson is staying with these 2. Marty Boyer's got himself a good advantage, but Lloyd is trying to push him and edge him away, but Masson is going with them. So it's a difficult one because Masson will want to get into 2nd position. Lloyd has got to play this very carefully now because he knows how to beat Marty Boyer. He almost did it in Valencia, but now here at Salbris, he needs to make that calculated tactic of his count for something. Zach Ripley, fastest in the 1st split. Marty Boyer, 2nd in the 2nd split. Masson still getting quite close to Alex Lloyd under braking, not able to hold it on the exit. Kadapik struggling to stay with them, and as a result, it's letting Rowledge, Balota and Zach Ripley in the Evolution cart close up. Down the straight once again, Kadapik hanging on to this 4th position. Lloyd again working with Mari Boyer, not against him right now. 4 laps down, 4 to go, half distance. And this race is not done yet. In fact, it hasn't even got started for Alex Lloyd. He's just there in position. Zach Ripley, though, fastest lap of the race on a 62.388, 86.55 kilometers an hour around this Salbris circuit, 1,500 meters. Alex Lloyd, tight up behind Marty Boyer, trying to fend off Esteban Masson and shake him off. Great battle for 4th position further back, led by Rimo Kadapik with Rowledge, Balota and Ripley in the battle. Rowledge is getting a little bit impatient, sat behind Rimo Kadapik. He knows that the top 3 are getting away. He wants to get past Rimo Kadapik quickly. Up the inside he goes, and that's let Kadapik's door come open. Oh, that's held up Balota, and Ripley's gone through into P6. Oh, and Kadapik collides there with Rowledge. He's going to drop back. So Kadapik drops to 7th place. So Rowledge is through to 4th, Ripley 5th, Balota is 6th, Kadapik down to 7th. That's a nightmare. And now Balota's going to try and get past Ripley. Ripley's run out of road. He gets back down the inside of Kadapik. Kadapik keeps his car to the inside line, and he's going to make a way to come through. So very close stuff at the moment. An intense battle intensifying. And it just keeps on going. This battle just keeps on growing in terms of its intensity. It's not done yet. Back at the front, Boyer, Lloyd and Masson still locked together. They've got away from the rest of the pack. They know it's these 3 that are going to go for the victory. And at the end of this lap, there will be 2 to go. And that's going to be Alex Lloyd's moment. Lloyd is so close to Mari Boyer. He's so good at this. He just pushes and pushes, gives him the hassle, gives him the hurry up out of the final turn. Right, Mari, let's see what you've got around Salbris. I'm coming for you. 2 laps to go. This is where Lloyd's going to go for it. Dives up the inside, does he? No. Mari Boyer moves across the cover. So Lloyd's going to have to try somewhere else. And they've got to be careful because Masson is right there in 3rd place. He is just watching what they do, following and shadowing their every move. Ah, Mari Boyer's getting phased. He looks back. He wants to know where Lloyd is. Lloyd is going to try and crack the whip. Boyer moves to cover. That's going to back him into Masson. Boyer hoping that Masson throws it up the inside of Lloyd. He's not close enough yet. But Alex Lloyd knows what Mari Boyer's made of. He knows how he's going to try and beat him. So can Alex Lloyd, for Dan Holland Racing, put one over on the Kids to Win Young Academy racer, Marty Boyer. Into 12, into 13. Plenty of curb on the exit. Lloyd's got him on the run. Boyer's defending. Watch out for Masson. Round the outside. Oh, it's getting close between these 3 now. Marty Boyer again with the challenge. He's held off Lloyd for a lap. Can he do it for one more? Last lap. Here we go. And Lloyd is getting very aggressive on the stance. Masson might get an opportunity to dive on the inside of Lloyd. Lloyd has got to look for it. Masson's going to hang back just in case there's contact. Boyer defends to the inside. Lloyd can't get through there. Oh, Mari Boyer is a very steely customer. If you beat Mari Boyer, you know you've done yourself proud. Zach Ripley sets the fastest lap. Side by side, Lloyd is going the long way round. Can he get there? Yes, he's done it. Lloyd round the outside of Mari Boyer. What a move. Into turn 6. He's caught him. Now on the outside line. And now Boyer is struggling to keep Esteban Masson at bay. Alex Lloyd with the move of the day. Round the outside of Mari Boyer at 6. I know you're going to defend the inside. I've been working up to this one, Sunshine. Thank you and good night. Into 14. Mari Boyer has been completely hoodwinked as the Dan Holland Racing superstar Alex Lloyd out of the final turn. Take that, Mari! I've got you! What a win for Alex Lloyd. That is a feather in the cap if ever I've seen one. What a victory. What a move. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. If British Formula One teams aren't going to watch that and wake up to the fact that Lloyd's got something special, I'll eat every hat I possess. Supreme. Absolutely amazing. Alex Lloyd takes a fantastic victory over Mari Boyer. He has finally beaten his nemesis in the European Championships. We knew he had it in him, but we didn't know he had that move in him. Wow. Just wow. Lloyd ahead of Boyer and Masson. Rowledge is fourth from Balota and Ripley, who set the fastest lap in the end, by the way. Jason Young in seventh from Algra, Kanapik, Hakala, Alicia Barrett in a brilliant 11th place. William Nicolo in 12th position. 13th for Maxi Meyer, Tom Leben, Goethe, Janssen, Ivanov, Wilken, Alanis Bosch, Jiver Dadley, Wallace Yankin, Malinovskis, Reshepi, Philip Danileko, and then 25th across the line should have been Daniel Gregor, but he didn't start. Well, we now know and have proof, evidence, and total conviction that Mari Boyer can be beaten, but Alex Lloyd is not going to stop smiling about that one until he's 40. Absolutely brilliant. There is no other word. Brilliant.